in which American citizens first gathered together spontaneously to express their indignation over the manifest betrayal of the United States by powerful and secret elements within our society and within our federal government. As you know, what you began here on the 14th of October has spread over the nation. When I last heard a few days ago, your example had been followed by 155 cities in 45 states. And this movement has only begun. I think it not unlikely that if the United States survives, Dallas will have for historians of the future a significance comparable to that of Lexington today. But just as Lexington marks the beginning of the struggle that freed the American colonies from the open dominion of a foreign power, so will Dallas in the future mark the beginning of a struggle to liberate the United States from the covert dominion of a power that is not only foreign but actually unhuman.
Secret Service agent being called away from the bumper is because he was shot from the trunk.
And just as the president's car became directly even with us, we took one look at it. Was sitting there. He and Jackie were a dog that was in the middle of the seat, and about that time 2 shots rang out just as he looked up. Just as the president looked up, and these 2 shots rang out, and he grabbed his chest, and it looked like he was in pain, and he fell over in his seat, and Jackie fell over on him and said, "My God, he's been shot."
These are the 2 stars of the show right here, and especially this one here, Mary Moorman. But you find that those 2 are integral to this entire assassination, and if you just listen to what they're saying, they describe for us, I mean, all the clues you could ever need.
Started to take the picture, and the president came right even with us. 2 shots. We looked at him, and he was looking at a dog in the middle of the seat. 2 shots rang out, and he grabbed his chest, and a look of pain on his face, and fell across toward Jackie, and she fell over on him and said, "My God, he's shot."
All these modifications done to the film were in large part what had to do with them, to either hide them from the place that they actually were or to make them look like that they were in a place that they weren't. I have some clips here of Mary Ann Moorman and Jean Hill, and listen to what they're saying, and you'll know that they can't be the 2 people that are on the lawn the way everybody thinks. And the babushka woman next to her obviously had the shot covered for the famous, quote-unquote, the famous Mary Ann Moorman photograph. See, in the Zapruder film where the car just starts out of nowhere, that was necessary so they could get the footage on the side of the street, so you couldn't see the 2 of them standing there, because they ran across the street and were stopped by a cop who recognized them and let them continue on the other side of the street. He came around that corner, all these people were all set up in the court buildings right there to watch it, and she stared right at him. She said they were staring at a dog in the middle of the seat. He grabbed his chest with a look of pain on his face. It's obvious that she wasn't on the lawn. They're right there in the Elsie Dorman film. They ran across the street. They're at the book depository side. The car comes around that corner and stops. That's why you'll never see any footage of the car in that corner, because that's where Kennedy got shot.
And just as my friend started to take a Polaroid picture of the president as his car was coming abreast, the shots rang out. I mean, I jumped on the street to yell at him to look this way, and shots rang out. He grabbed his throat.
When I stated I felt like the 2nd and 3rd shots could not have been fired from the same rifle, they reminded me that I wasn't an expert.
Stepped out into the street, so I took the camera and aimed it, focused it and I stood there and looked through it for quite a few seconds because I wanted to be sure that they were looking at me. And as I followed it for,
With us now is Jean Hill, who was closer to the president's car than anyone else at the time of the shooting. Ms. Hill is a Dallas grade school teacher and has feared for her life for the last 29 years. She's just written a book, JFK, The Last Dissenting Witness. And just last week, she received another death threat on the telephone. Ms. Hill, welcome.
Thank you.
What did the person who threatened you on the phone say?
Well, he said he thought that I had learned my lesson and had learned to shut up, but that they'd found out that I had a book coming out and that if I said anything in the book, I would never live to enjoy it.